So about 1,000 years ago, I took a class at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology in DC, and it was on the grounds of Walter Reed Army Medical Center. Um, they used to have like a pathology center, and they'd give classes in different types of death investigation and other things, lots of different topics. But they were really forward in a lot of different things. And there was a guy giving the class who was involved in death investigations. And he had investigated a couple of situations where planes had kind of blown up for a variety of reasons. Okay? And you don't get a lot of people who are involved in those types of investigations. But one of the comments that he made, and this was a long time ago, because the institution's no longer around. There's a successor institution as base realignments and closures, but there's a successor to it. And I'm digressing, sorry about that. But you don't get a lot of people that investigate those types of things. And one of the comments that he made was that, when you're picking up body parts all over the place, and there aren't a lot of people that have done that type of thing, especially at that time. And it was an institution that did get involved in that. He said, what you find very often, forget about the Rolexes, forget about all those high-end Breitlingers and all that other stuff. He said, the watch that will survive, if you want your watch to survive, but the watch that will survive is the G-Shock. So it stuck with me. And now G-Shock's come out with the GW-9500. I guess they might call them GW-9500 1, 2, or 3. This is GW-9500 1 because they've got three different colors. This one's black. They've got a green one, and they also have like a orange for like emergency service workers or something like that. Why I chose the G-Shock. I wanted something. I wanted a watch. I wanted a strong watch, and it was time to get a new one. And I wanted something that didn't have a lot going on the face other than telling me the time. I just wanted to know the time. I was wearing a G-Shock for a long time after I took that class, but then, you just transition into other things and decades go by. And I first came back to look at the G-Shock, and I saw that this was on the market. And interestingly, they didn't have a whole lot going on the dial. They started to put tons of stuff on there, but this just had the time, and that's what I wanted, a big face. And they say this is made of some kind of bio-based resin. It's got a stainless steel back. This thing, whatever this little animal here, means something to some people. It's made in Thailand, but the strength and the quality of the watch are pretty clear. Sorry about the light glare. It's got the big face. You've got your time here. You can also put it in the 24-hour time format if you want to. And you can adjust these date formats, I think. I just have the day, Sunday the 24th, when I'm making the video, and the seconds underneath. So I can immediately look at this large face telling me the time. I like that a lot. I don't need a battery, thanks to some solar receptors that are in the glass, which is pretty cool. And if you can see at the bottom, that H, that means my battery is high. There's like an L for a low and an M for a medium, which is pretty cool. So in the middle of the night, the watch receives a time calibration signal from, I guess it's like an atomic clock or something like that. They say multiband 6. There are like 6 places around the world that broadcast this is the time that it is, and the watch picks up on that. I didn't want a watch that was going to have to Bluetooth connect to my phone or anything like that. I just wanted the watch to be able to function. I didn't want to have to reset the time constantly like I've been doing for the past couple of years. Every time there's a time zone change or every time I go into a different time zone. I just wanted the watch to be able to do everything. I didn't want to have to keep buying batteries. And I think Casio sells this with like a 10-year battery. I think that's the warranty, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me. 12-hour or 24. I keep it nowadays in the 12-hour format. It also has a compass feature. I'm going through the features that I like about the watch, and then I'll go through the features that I don't use. But the compass feature is pretty cool to me. Just right up here, compass. I hit that and the compass comes up, and that's telling me that direction is north, west, and east. And I'm certain that's east. The window to the right of where I am right now is east. That's where the sun rises. That's a beautiful thing. And so for those folks that don't know that, it's going to rise in the east and set in the west. So you'll never get lost because that's north. But if I don't see the sunrise, sunset, I can always look at my watch now and I'll know where it is. And it's pretty accurate. And I like that feature a lot. So then I'll go back to the mode, and that takes me back to my time feature. So I will use that. There's also a thermometer feature. I think this is the thing that tells you the temperature. They say to keep it off of your body for a couple minutes before you use the thermometer feature, so it can be accurate. You could set it to Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever one works best for you. Let's see, I think you got to use this barometer button to get to the time, and right down there. It's a little strange how they have like a space there, but that's supposed to be 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Not sure if it's 72 in the room where I am right now, but it's something. It's giving you something. So then go back to the mode button, which is right here, and it'll take me back to the time. I travel a lot, and it's tiring to figure out the time. If you're making a connection in a different time zone, reset your clock. Sometimes I wear 2 watches, and I don't like having like the 3 faces. That's not convenient to me, so I could say which one is which, where am I? I'm not sure if this will connect. I'm sure it probably connects to the solar clock or that atomic time, whatever it is, wherever I am, but I'm hoping that it'll readjust. Now I can come in here and I can readjust this in the settings mode to 48 different cities. I'm not sure if, but I'd like that feature if it does readjust. There's a backlight here, which I like a lot. You can either set that to 1 or 3 seconds when you're setting it. I'm gonna go turn off the light and then turn it back on. Hold on. Okay, so I've turned it back on. It's, there you go. I've set it for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, and it goes off. Good feature. I like that a lot. It's the light, although because the lights are out in here, it was not looked pretty aggressive, but when you're wearing it, it's not super aggressive. You're not going to be able to really see your way around the room. If you cover it up a little bit, somebody will not see you if you don't want it to be seen. It's a very subtle backlight, which is pretty cool. This is one has a positive display. The other 2 colors, the green and the orange one, have what they say a negative display, and it's just harder to read the time. This is, if you're in a bright lit room, it's very distinct, but it doesn't stand out that like that real super crisp standout, where as soon as you look at it, you can see. The other one, you might have to turn it in a direction to see what time it is. Sorry about the glare. You might have to turn it in a direction because this has the positive display. The other 2 have negative displays. It functions for folks, but they say this display is a lot better. It's not the crispest display, but it's way better than a lot of things, and it works with the features that I want, so it works for me. It has a sunrise and sunset function, but, and that was important to me. I really, those are things that I would use, the sunrise and sunset feature. But you have to program in your latitude and longitude, so I did not see it as accurate. So I'm back to relying on sunrise and sunset, just looking up at the sky, and that's how I know. The daylight savings feature gives you an option of setting it to automatic or not. I set it to automatic if you don't want to adjust yourself. Most people would figure just let it automatically do it. What's nice about this watch is you could probably just take it out of the box and use it. I like that a lot. The strap is really good. It's cool in that it's comfortable. It's got metal clasp, which is nice, 2-prong, and has great adjustments. I'd normally adjust it down to 6, so it's not super tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But some people complain about feeling it over here on the wrist, but I don't feel that. I go up to 5 and it pretty much stays in place. And I like that it stays in place. There's not a lot of movement. I could put it outside of clothing if I really wanted to. What I especially like is this feature here. I can bring this part of the band all the way down. So there's no flapping. This isn't flapping around. This is completely covered and held in, and it stays in place. It's not moving out. It's not going anywhere. So that's a big feature that I like a lot. It does not feel very tight. It's so lightweight. I was shocked at that. For a bigger faced watch, and I wanted the larger face, and this is just the strength of the watch, I think. But it does not feel heavy to wear it. I forget that I'm wearing it. So let's talk about some of the features that I'm never going to use. It's got an ABC feature, altimeter, whatever that is, barometer, and compass. I will use the compass, but I'm almost positive I'm never going to use the altimeter and barometer. It has a stopwatch, countdown timer also. So it has the stopwatch and the countdown timer for those people who are cooking or something like that. I'm never going to use that. It's got 5 alarms. I will probably never use that. It has an hourly chime. I have it turned off. You have the option of turning it on and off. I'll probably never use that. I should mute this, like let's go to the compass. I should mute this feature so that when you press the buttons, you can hear it. I need to mute that feature so that, oh, let's go back to the mode. And there we go, back to the mode. So I should mute that feature because I don't want to hear the buttons when I'm pushing them. Also has a power saving mode. If you're not using it because of the solar feature of it, you can just leave it in the drawer and it'll say power on the battery. But I'll always probably be using it or have it exposed to some light, so it shouldn't have a problem with that. I bought this watch because I feel 100% confident based on the class that I took years and years ago that it's probably the strongest watch on the market. Wherever I go, whatever I do, whatever I put this watch through, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll never be in one of those situations where, oh, wait a minute, let me take my expensive watch off. It's going to get hurt. Also, the time zone adjustment, hopefully that takes place automatically. I like that feature a lot. And the features that I mentioned that I will use are very helpful to have in a single watch. The extra features that I won't use, they're just there, and it's nice that it's there. Simplicity of the watch is a great feature. I like the fact that it's pretty much plug and play. I can just take it out the box and use it if I wanted to. And the features that I will use, knowing where the compass is very easily, and knowing how that it's so easy to use that feature. It makes so much sense to me. And then the mode, coming back to the time, it's just a feature that's easy to me. If I wanted to know the temperature, which I probably won't use that much, I could just hit that and I see the temperature. Now it says it's 70, so it's probably a little bit more accurate than before. Go back to the mode, take me back to the time, and I know what time it is. I ordered this watch on a Saturday, and it was here by Monday. So Saturday to Sunday, Sunday, Monday, basically 2 days. Don't fall out of your chair, but it was delivered by the post office, which was amazing to me also. Congratulations, post office. I ordered it from REI. I was able to use one of their coupons, which was a nice feature. You know, if you want to check them out, that's good too. Might work for you, it worked for me. Gave me a discount to watch, retails for about $3.80, and I got a little bit something off because of the coupons, and I'm part of their membership plan. Next part of the video is the unboxing. I like to see what's in the box from the minute you open the box. I like to see that. So stick around, watch that if you're interested in that. There's a little musical interlude, some of the music that I like listening to. You might like it too. And thanks for watching. If you stuck with us, consider liking and subscribing. I'm really hoping this helps you. It's a good watch. I feel super confident. Had it for about a little over a week now. Wear it a lot. If I drop it, if I fall, if it falls off, if I forget it somewhere, I'm not really worried about the strength of the watch, that it won't be able to take that beating, like they used to say about Timex, take that beating and keep on ticking. So thanks. Enjoy the rest of the video.
To the town of our free rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw, loose and running, came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 and 19 more, 1 and 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead, and he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red, after Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped, and the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip.